we speak about family stuff. At the moment, his younger sister's getting married, and she's getting married in May, and the people in America wanted to move it to August, and so that everybody could attend, and all this kind of thing. And why can't she change the date? And her saying the only place the time she can get this place is in May, and oh man. So at the moment it's sort of a mess, and we're hoping. I'm just hoping time irons this family out, in that regard. That's what we talk about very briefly and not at great length. And again, when I speak to my sons, they're big shots. I mean, haven't got the time to waste with me. They just tell me, Elon just says, can't Elon change the date? Can't Rose change the date? I say, well, I'll speak to her. All right, speak to her. That's it. He doesn't enter into a long chat with me, He may have when he was 10 or 11 or 12, but he's not 10 or 11 or 12 anymore, So he's, so I just say, okay, I'll see what I can do, as a father. And that's all. So otherwise, that's all we talk about. And of course, we don't like to share the issues like that. It's private issues,
Oh no, and I think that you're absolutely right. And I say that was the point that Grimes was making. You don't want to live your life, your private life, in public. And it's and I say what I love about our conversations is we can at least dispel the myths with people trying to fill the vacuum. So we stop the false reports. But it's always a balance, isn't it, between saying, okay, you've got a date, you want to get married, and you're being asked by your brother to change that date. That must make quite a strain, I would have thought.
Well, yes, it's a private matter. It's just a family thing. But where I did have some talk with Elon, about a month ago, the personal assistant of the president of this country called me at about 7 o'clock in the evening and said to me, can the president here speak to Elon? Wants to phone Elon. So then I said, look, you can't phone Elon because he can't simply speak to you. You'd have to let me ask him if he wants to speak to you. And he could perhaps call you. So then they said, yes, I understand. I pointed out that he's now a sort of, responsible to the administration there. So you'd have to ask Trump first, the president, because normally presidents talk to each other, not. And so I did. I then contacted Elon and said, look, the president here wants to speak to you. And what do you think? And this is his number. He said, again, with Elon, it's okay. I'll look at it. That's it. Finished. Bye. And, not a long talk about the weather in South Africa or anything like that. And then he did phone. He must have contacted Trump and asked Trump, I imagine, and said, look, this president of such a country wants to speak to me. Is it okay if I phone him? And Trump must have said, yes, go for it. And then within the hour, the whole conversation had been held. So at 7 o'clock, I was called. At 8 o'clock, it was over. And Elon spoke to the president here,